my name's Kaylee and these are my books. I have a pirate romance reading vlog for you all today, and it's kind of a mini reading vlog because I only read 2 books during it. This was not planned at all. I kind of plan out all the reading vlogs I'm going to do this month, and then I started September with a bunch of books that weren't on my TBR, and I happened to be reading 2 pirate romance books at the same time, so I'm like, might as well make a vlog out of it because my other vlogs will be delayed since I've abandoned my TBR already. These are actually my first 2 pirate romance books. The concept sounds so fun. However, I feel like there's not a lot of pirate romance out there. So the 2 books I've decided to read for this vlog are Daughter of the Pirate King, which is up on the screen somewhere here. This is a YA book about the daughter of a pirate king who gets kidnapped by a rival pirate captain. Is that the title? I was gonna say pirate lord, but I don't think that's a thing. Pirate captain. And it turns out though she has a hidden motive for getting kidnapped that was all by design, because she is looking for all these different map pieces across different pirate captains' boats, and she might happen to fall in love with one of these pirate captains. The next book I will be reading for this vlog is Sea of Rune. This is an adult book, for sure adult, not YA like the other one, because this is a pretty spicy, pretty dark, emphasis on the dark pirate romance. So please, if you're interested in this book, please check trigger warnings. This is not a book for you if you don't like dark romance. You need to like dark romance to like this book. And in this book, we once again follow the daughter of a pirate who becomes a pirate captain in her own right and also gets kidnapped by other pirate hunters. And Sea of Rune features a poly relationship with 2 men and 1 woman. And the basis for the plot for this book is we follow a female pirate captain who has this compass that her pirate father gave to her, but her pirate father has passed away when she is an adult, and she has been told by her pirate father that she knows everything she needs to know to work this compass and find this magical treasure. But she cannot figure it out, so it's about her trying to figure out how to find her father's treasure and meeting a bunch of people along the way. And again, I just want to reiterate, super dark stuff happens in this book. So if you're looking for a lighter pirate romance, please just pay attention to the YA section, The Daughter of the Pirate King. If you want something dark, heavy, and definitely adult, Sea of Rune is going to be the section more for you. But in this vlog, I read both of the books. Hello, so I wanted to do a check-in moment for actually both Daughter of the Pirate King and Sea of Rune. I'm 25% of the way through the audiobook for Daughter of the Pirate King, and I am... Sorry, Teddy is knocking my arm again. What are you doing, bud? I'm trying to talk to my phone. It's a very normal thing to do. I am 25% of the way through Daughter of the Pirate King, and I am liking it, but I'm not loving it. I think the plot is a lot of fun, and sorry, Teddy is really not happy with what I'm doing right now. And the side characters are really fun too. It's just, I don't really care about the main characters that much. And because this is a romance, it's like, man, the main characters, if I don't care about them, I'm not going to be able to fully enjoy this book. Like, we've had some moments with tension so far, and I just don't care about these moments that they're having. So maybe it'll change. I'm only 25% of the way through. I'm hoping I start to care about the main girl and the main guy right now. This is a YA book, so there's not going to be like any like major steam moments, which is fine. I don't need that in this book. It's just because there's not going to be any major steam, it's mostly going to be just these moments of tension, and if I'm not caring about these moments of tension, I don't know if I'm going to be able to care about the relationship itself. And I don't know if I mentioned, but the romance is between the daughter of the Pirate King who gets kidnapped and then the pirate who kidnaps her. They're both pretty young. I think they're around like 18. And then Sea of Rune, I'm actually not as far in. I'm only 10% in, which is about 50 pages. And, oh my God, it came tearing up here. But I'm loving Sea of Rune so far, so I feel strongly about Sea of Rune being awesome. It's weird to say that though, because the first 50 pages are just traumatic event after traumatic event after traumatic event. This is a dark romance, and it starts dark right off the bat, so just heads up, like check trigger warnings for this book. but I am loving it. I already feel really attached to the main characters in this story, and even though I'm 50 pages in, I'm still not super sure what the synopsis is. And I don't want to spoil what happens in the first 50 pages, but we are following another daughter of a pirate. And a lot of bad things happen to her where she has been living in normal society, and it's been a secret that she's actually the daughter of a pirate. But I think some things just happened that's going to make her have to leave society and become a pirate herself, not just a daughter of a pirate. So to wrap up my thoughts right now, Daughter of the Pirate King is okay. I'm still gonna keep reading it, but it's just okay. Where Sea of Rune is fantastic so far. So I just got back home from going to campus this morning. I'm kind of sweaty, but I also got this is the first time I'm ever trying this drink. It's an venti iced chai latte with pumpkin cream cold foam on top. My Starbucks has been out of cold brew, and I've been really wanting the cold foam, the pumpkin cold foam. And so I was like, what can I put it on top of? Maybe a chai latte? And it's so freaking good. Like, it's so good. Highly recommend getting a chai latte with the pumpkin cream cold foam on top, because oh my god, I'm in heaven. And while I was on campus this morning, I actually did end up finishing Daughter of the Pirate King, because the audiobook is really short. It's only like a 7-hour audiobook, and I listen to audiobooks on 3 times speed, so it didn't take me too long to finish it while I was on campus. And I've got to say, I feel very meh about it. It's gonna get 3 stars for me. The whole like middle part, I was kind of bored during, because there wasn't a lot of plot happening. It was really just focused on these characters, and there wasn't even a lot of pirate stuff happening. It really was just, for the middle part, these characters having conversations on a boat, and that was the extent of the plot. I did get more intrigued in the last 30%. The last 30% had some cool pirate stuff happening, had some cool developments that I didn't see coming. And so I wish the whole book felt like the last 30%, because if the whole book felt like the last 30%, it could have been like a 4-star book. But because the whole book was not like the last 30%, it's getting 3 stars. But I just want to let you know that the whole book didn't feel 3-star. It felt 3-star, 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 maybe dipping down to 2, and then at the end went up to 4. So overall, I'm giving it 3 stars. But this is a YA book, so again, the relationship, the romance wasn't super spicy, which is fine. I just want to make it clear, since the other pirate romance I'm reading is spicy, that this Daughter of the Pirate King is not. But I also just wanted more from the romance too. Like, I wanted more tension, and I feel like we didn't get a ton of tension, or the tension that we get I just wasn't connecting to for some reason. So I just wanted more from this book, pretty much. Like, it didn't do anything I disliked. It just didn't do enough for me in this first book. It is a duology, but I'm not going to be continuing on the series because I just don't care enough. However, I would recommend this to people that do read a lot of YA stuff, because I think if you're reading a lot of YA stuff, this could be enjoyable for you, more enjoyable than I found it. It does feel like a story I've never read before, which, in YA and in fantasy in general, a lot of times we get the same archetypes that we're reading over and over and over, which can be enjoyable, but it gets tired from time to time, and this book felt like a story I hadn't read before. And again, the pirate stuff kind of dips down in the middle, but towards the end, we got a lot of super fun pirate shenanigans going on. But yeah, so now I'm just going to be reading Sea of Rune. I am 100 pages into Sea of Rune, so not as far as I wanted to be, because it is a 500-page book. But I'm still really enjoying Sea of Rune. There was a time jump after about page 50, which kind of jarred me a little bit, because I don't love time jumps. I feel like I don't know the characters anymore after a time jump, but we needed a time jump because the character started as 14 at the beginning of the story, and like, we can't have a spicy romance with a 14-year-old, obviously. So the time jump was needed for this story. So I'm not mad at the time jump. It's just, for a second, it took me out of the story, and I was like, okay, now I have to get used to this older character. But I'm used to her now, and I'm enjoying the book. I wanted to share my book outlet haul because I just got this box in, but first I wanted to show you how horrible of a condition this box is in. So I have not cut open this. This is just how it arrived. What the heck? How did this get here? What? The books I moved around inside, but I did not cut this. This top was just open when it came. Like, what? But for the actual books, I got a Desolation called Peace. This is book 2 into the sequel to A Memory Called Empire, and this is a duology, so I believe this is the last book in the series. I haven't read the first book, but it looks cool. It's like a sci-fi space opera. I got Echo, which is a weird horror book. Teddy is very interested in this. A weird horror book that I think is going to be a book club pick for... I know it's a book club pick for the Pyramid Book Club, which is a book club that Michelle from Michelle's Library, Lexi from Books with Lexi, and Monica from A Little Bit of Monica, I think her channel name is called. They do a book club, and I like to participate, so this is their horror pick. I'm very excited for this because I'm here for all the horror books. I got Spine of the Dragon, which is the first book in a new epic fantasy series that I think has a lot of politics in it and hopefully some dragons in it too. I got The House of Always, which I don't know if this is book 3 or book 4. I own the first 2 books in this series. The first one is, what is the first one called? Rune of Kings. The first one is called The Rune of Kings. I haven't read it yet, but it looks like a series I'm really gonna like, so I just this is a sale haul. All of these books were $5 or less, so can't really beat that price, so I might as well get the next books in the series. And I love the covers for this series, so I kind of want to own all of them. In there too is this one, so that's why I'm not sure which one's book 3 and which one's book 4, but one of them is book 3, one of them is book 4, so now I own the first 4 books in this series. And then I got Protect the Prince, which is book 2 to Kill the Queen, I think it's called. Oh man, is it on here? I don't know what the first book is called, but I have the first book in this series, and so I figured I might as well get the second book since it's so cheap. But I have not read the first book yet. But this is a fantasy book, as you can probably tell. And then I got The Helm of Midnight. I wanted this when it first came out, and then I didn't really see a ton of people reading it, so I'm interested to see if I like it. I think this is a fantasy / horror book. Possibly some murder mystery happens. I don't know. But again, I love the cover, and it was so cheap, so I might as well get it. And then I got these 2 middle grade horror books that I've never really read middle grade besides Percy Jackson. Sorry for the glare, let's try to fix that. Besides Percy Jackson, I've never read middle grade, and I've been wanting to explore more middle grade. And these are some I keep saying fantasy, some horror books that a lot of people really like. This is book 1 and book 2. Book 1 is this one. And they're really short, and they're written by Catherine Arden, which I only recently found out is the same Catherine Arden as wrote The Bear and the Nightingale series, which is an adult fantasy series. That's one of my favorite fantasy trilogies of all time. So I'm really interested to read these books now. I've heard that they're really atmospheric and really creepy. But yes, I got all of those books. Here's the little stack here. I got all of these books for only $35, which is a very good price. Sorry if you hear like a fan noise. My computer is on because I'm currently on sprints right now, and anytime I'm on sprints, my computer sounds like it's going to explode. But today I'm actually on sprints all day, which is really fun. I was on Aoife's channel this morning, now I'm on Hannah's channel, and this evening I'll be on Rye's channel, which is great for me because I have so much reading I want to do because I'm about 50% of the way through Sea of Ruin, and oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much, like so much. It's one of those books where like every emotion is getting wrenched out of me, and I'm just like, oh, I'm swooning, I'm cringing, I'm happy, I'm laughing, I'm crying. Oh my god, it's so good. And like there's so much plot to this book too. So it has it all. It really has it all. It has good plot it's unpredictable, the plot, and it has really, really good smut. The characters are really good. You end up caring about the characters. The writing I'm really enjoying as well. I think the writing is really well done. It's just, the banter is so good. Like, this book has everything. It's just so good. I'm just squealing. Every time I read it, I'm just squealing. And I think everyone should read this book. Sea of Rune is so good. I'm 50% of the way through, so I guess my thoughts could change. But honestly, I will be shocked if this book doesn't get 5 stars. This is feeling like an easy 5-star book. One of my new favorite romances that I've read. So we'll see if the trend continues and I continue to like it. But I mean, oh my gosh, I'm on camera for while I'm reading it because I'm on these sprints, and probably no one's paying attention to what I look like, but every time I do something, I'm like, wait, be normal, you're on camera. Because as I'm reading it, I'm just like, oh, because it's so good. It's so good. I've been like messaging Riley about the book because she's the only other person I know that's really read it, and I keep being like, oh my god, this thing just happened and it's so crazy. And then she's like, I know. It's so good. I know I just keep saying it's so good, but I don't want to spoil anything because I want you all to read it. But the situations that these characters get themselves into, impeccable. It's like crazy. The plot is crazy. It's so good. Okay. Here's some Teddy content. I'm gonna let you go and I'll check back in next time. I have something to say. Maybe once I finish it. We'll see if I finish it on sprints today. So I'm at the 76% mark, which is page 360. So I have 100 pages left. And oh my god, it's so good. To be super vague about what's going on, going into this book, I knew it was reverse harem, and it's a little bit untraditional reverse harem because there's 2 love interests, at least so far. I'm assuming they'll continue being 2 since I'm already at the 76% mark. But they just met somewhere in the last section, the 2 love interests. Like, both of the romances happen separately and then they meet. And oh my god, the meeting was like so fun. So I love when characters meet each other for the first time, because that's why I love reading fantasy too, because in epic fantasy typically we follow all these different points of views and all these people are spread out across the world, and then when they meet each other it's like the most satisfying moment ever. And that's what just happened here, and it was so good and it was so dramatic. This book is dark, okay? It is so dark. So of course check trigger warnings. But the things that are so dark in it, I'm like getting shocked by in a good way for me because it's not triggering for me. It's so good. Like, it has such horrific elements in it, and these horrific elements are like hitting to be horrific. And so I know I'm smiling a lot because I'm just really liking the book. And so it is really, really dark. So I just want to, sorry, Teddy is bumping my arm as always. I just want to make it clear, it is dark, okay? This is not a super happy book, but I'm smiling because I'm just having a really, really entertaining time reading this book. So I'm gonna let you go because I really want to finish up the last 25%. I probably won't check in again until I finish the book, but oh my god, it's so good. Oh, Teddy just licked my mouth. Ew, Teddy. All right, hello. Time to wrap this vlog up. I have read both of these books. One was just okay, Daughter of the Pirate King being 3 stars. I think I mentioned in some earlier clips, but the end was really, really interesting to me, but I was kind of bored in the whole middle part. And there just wasn't enough pirate action. We got some pirate action towards the end, but not enough spliced throughout. And the banter was fine, but I just ultimately did not care about the relationship. And really the heart of Daughter of the Pirate King is the relationship, is the romance, the will they, won't they romance. And because I didn't care about this was a bit of a miss. I'm still giving it 3 stars because I did like the end and I liked the pirate action that we did get. We just didn't get enough for me. And the winner, the star of the video, was Sea of Rune, a full 5 stars. Easy 5 stars. I finished this last night. I think the last update, I wasn't done with it yet, but oh my goodness. Sea of Rune is a new favorite for me. I'm obsessed with this book. I want to reiterate though, like I said at the very beginning of this vlog, this Sea of Rune book is super dark. It is super dark. You need to like dark romance to like this book, and this is not a good entry into dark romance. If you have not experienced dark romance yet, I would not recommend trying Sea of Rune because it is very, very dark. very heavy. Lots of really horrible, traumatic stuff happens in this book. But in my opinion, and I could see why a lot of people wouldn't like this, okay? I can totally see that point of view. But in my opinion, the dark stuff that happens was necessary to happen. It made sense in this world. These are brutal pirates. Stakes were so high because these are like brutal pirates. You know, you have to have this dark stuff be a threat because otherwise these aren't true pirates that we're reading about. And the character relationships in this book, the growth that people go through in this book was so satisfying to see. And the pirate plot was amazing. I went into Sea of Rune thinking it was mostly just going to be a smutty romance, but it had a fantastic plot as well. Some of the plot decisions being made I thought were so smart, because in this book we have smart characters, which are my favorite to read about, but definitely difficult to write because you have to figure out a way for these characters to be outsmarting people around them. And I think this book did that beautifully. I had so much fun reading about these characters making these crazy moves that are so entertaining to read about, but ultimately incredibly smart for the situations that they were in. And with the huge caveat of, if you have read and enjoyed dark romance, I highly, highly recommend Sea of Rune. This is going to be one of my favorite books of the year. But that is the end of this video. Let me know in the comments if you've read any pirate romance. It's definitely a subgenre in the larger genre of romance that I would like to explore more, especially because Sea of Rune is one of my favorite books I've ever read now. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to give me a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye!